One day I will sit on this chair without hitting my arm on the mic stand. One day. Today is not that day. Hello and welcome back to Astrolatea, where we talk about astrology, tea, and everything in between. I know it's been a while, guys, but as you can see, we don't have Molly today. We are welcoming a new member to the Astrolatea family. It's Chloe.
Hello.
Molly is just dealing with some stuff and she will be returning to episodes as soon as possible, but she was unable to be here today. And I thought this would be a good time to introduce Chloe, who is our Aquarius.
Yes.
This episode is going to be the new moon in Gemini, and it is on May 26th at 11:01 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, you know, with all that, we have to introduce our newest member. This is Chloe. She is our new resident Aquarius.
Yes.
And her big three is obviously Aquarius Sun. She is a Leo Moon and a Scorpio Rising. So we've got air, we got fire, and we got water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of the things.
So let's get to know you a little bit. How old are you, Chloe?
I am 29, February 5th.
What is your favorite color?
Purple. I feel like that started out when my birthstone is an amethyst, so I just kind of went along with that. And also green and black.
We love green in this house.
Yes. Yes, it matches very well.
It goes with all the things.
Yes.
What is a favorite food?
Anything Asian or Oriental inspired. Chinese, Korean. We just had some yummy Chinese food from a local place. I'm always trying to find a good Chinese spot to hit up.
The honey chicken.
Honey chicken.
It was really good.
Yes, I'll get honey chicken anywhere.
You're like, I will find it on the menu.
Yes, I will. I went straight to, where's the honey chicken?
That was so good. Let's see. So we went over the big three. We've got a few of the faves. Let's do a deeper dive into the Chloe lore. If you want to, wherever you feel comfortable, you can start off from the very beginning or somewhere along the middle and give us a little bit of backstory.
Yeah. I was born in Florida, now here with Tori in Georgia. I was kind of raised in the Christian church, Methodist specifically, which I'm sure a lot of you can resonate with. This comes with a little bit of religious trauma. All that ties into just like my curiosity with the spiritual world. You're surrounded by a lot of spirituality, but in the church, there's not really much explanation for it. Astrology and stuff like that kind of gives you more of a basis to go off of. I just needed to find a purpose, and it wasn't showing itself. I was always super into the creepy and the horror and the, the things unseen. And astrology and all of that was a natural path to take with that.
Like around what age or maybe what grade did you start getting into astrology or tarot or any form of divination or being like interested in practicing any form of craft or seeking something outside of just the rigidity of religion?
Probably in high school, I became super interested in horror and stuff like that. Then I feel like after high school, I had my daughter and that relationship that stemmed that was a little bit traumatic. So that kind of makes you feel a little bit more tied to the odd and the weird and the outcast, and I could relate more to horror than I could to anything else. And I feel like that kind of made me want to explore like all of the different things that craft could offer, kind of like probably more on the darker side, and then you eventually find the lighter side of things when you get out of that dark hole that you're in. And it just gave me a lot of outlets that I needed to have to find.
For information, for probably connecting things for yourself.
Finding some sort of purpose, and then you kind of just feel like you belong once you find your weird little niche cliques or people or like-mindedness, finding your own space. Religion's just makes it a little confusing.
Definitely, because there's lots of room for interpretation.
Yes.
And I feel like that's the same with astrology and divination and craft as well. But I feel like there's some sort of like hold on reality to it that is tangible, not only for us, but that we can kind of make a mental connection as well.
Right.
Which really ties into this new moon in Gemini with the learning, creativity, and open communications.
Right.
For all signs across the board, elementally, that's earth, air, fire, and water.
Nice. Yeah. I do used to a lot of music stuff and art stuff. I have a child who is 6, so that kind of, for 6 years or 7 years or a little bit, I've been stopped doing all of the things, all of the hobbies. But yeah.
But we're hopefully going to be able to slowly get you back into this.
Yes. And I'm excited to finally be in a space and surrounded by like-minded people. Very much so felt kind of like a black sheep, liking the things that I like, and it just wasn't as accepted. You're just kind of weird or whatever. And now I feel like I can finally kind of be who I want to be here and be into all of the things that I like to be, since you're very similar.
Oh yeah, we love all the stuff. Molly loves tarot. She loves all the tea stuff. She loves astrology.
Yes.
And it's all good because same thing with Lavinia. I think when she started her like self-help journey, it really stemmed from astrology and like tarot and pulling in readings and dreams. Lots of like learning up on dreams and what they mean and stuff like that, because they both have some dreams sometimes. But me, I'm so left out of the dream sphere. I have it's darkness.
Yes,
so
same.
I don't know about that stuff.
I'm kind of happy about that. My brain's like, nope, blackout, nope. It's like so many spots in my memory.
We literally can't handle anything else going on. No more memories stored for that, like 86.
No. Yes, gone, out of there.
Yeah. Oh,
yes.
You've got your little kawaii tarot
It's a
card.
kawaii tarot deck. So even if you get a not so great reading, it's at least cute and makes it seem happy.
Exactly. Sometimes
very cute.
It's like me with like games. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, this game's so hard. I'm kicking my butt. It's kicking my butt, like Hollow Knight.
Yes.
But I was like, oh, but
it's so cute. So it's like
so then I'm misleading. Less mad.
Yes.
I mean, I still crash out in rage, but
right.
You know, it's okay.
But it helps being cute. Yes.
Understanding
it's very
tarot
cool.
in the kawaii universe. It's so precious.
So cute, like little coffee
imagery.
cups as the cups.
Yeah.
So cute.
Amazing. No, I love it. I am so excited to get
excited.
a reading with this today.
Yes.
And person that bad boy.
Yeah.
Well, we're so happy to have Chloe here. So definitely say hello down in the comments. Let us know. If you haven't told us your big 3, definitely drop those in the comments below too. I love finding out people's big 3. And we're excited to get into the tarot and the tea today. There's no stone, but that is a-okay. And we will be segueing right on over into that stuff. So with the new moon in Gemini, we are going to be experiencing new opportunities in creativity, learning. There's going to be a curiosity to maybe start a new hobby or be open to different connections. The cool thing is you're an air sign and Gemini is also an air sign.
Yes.
So this is going to be very beneficial towards you and the other air signs specifically. We have Mercury with communication. It's just like, okay, we know that wherever your house is for Mercury and communication, it is going to be your best time to use that knowledge to then take your ideas and put them into a way that is most palatable for other people, and they will be the most receptive to it right here, right now. So if there was an idea and you got shot down for it, now's the time to try again. It's like, all right, this didn't work out that time. I'm going to try again.
Yeah.
For some reason, not just for us and like for Molly, were there things putting the brakes on everything?
Yeah.
I don't know what in the cosmos was going on, other than I know we did miss the Lyrids meteor shower and that caused a little bit of chaos.
Yeah.
And I know that our water and our earth signs are really craving some stability right now, but it did shake everybody because the Lyrid meteor shower, excuse me. So the Lyrid meteor shower actually affected all 4 signs in kind of a negative way.
Yeah.
And so we're kind of recovering from that. Also, we missed the full moon that was on the 12th, and that was a micro pink moon, I believe, and that had a whole different slew of things going on with it. But it was a lot of letting go. There was a lot of letting people go, letting ideas go, and all that stuff. But now that we've been pushing and fighting through all of that, we're actually coming back to a different space to where we can actually start planting new seeds to go forward. The new moon is the darkest phase of the moon, of course, and we take that time to really go inward, because this isn't like a bright shining thing. This isn't a big release of let it go. This is take action time. We've been dormant for so long, and it's time to kind of push forward. So my earth signs, you're going to be getting that stability that you so crave within the chaos that has been life lately, because you hate when things aren't in control. As a Virgo, I can attest to that. I hate when things aren't in my control. I will say I have been reading a little by little Let Them by Mel Robbins, and holy moly, if you like you a good self-help book, I highly recommend picking it up or doing a download, checking out her podcast. She does have some interesting views on some other things, so there's that, but her ideas and explaining the let them theory just click in my brain for me.
Yes.
And it was so fitting too, that everything's calming down and going together. And I picked up the book again and started finally reading a little bit. And the first thing was an airport chapter.
Yeah.
And then the second thing was work.
Exactly.
And I was just like, wow. The divine timing of things is really exactly where it needs to be.
Yes.
But I was like, oh my gosh. So I don't even think you guys knew. I started a job at a salon and I thought it was going to be great. And it wasn't. And now I am no longer employed there. And that's okay, because it was so clearly not for me. And the problem is during the Lyrid meteor shower, during the full moon of release, I didn't let it go.
Right.
I kept fighting for it, which was not what I was supposed to be doing.
Right.
So if there was something you were fighting for that wasn't meant to be, let it dissolve. Let it dissolve. And when I finally was like, oh, this really isn't working for me, why am I still fighting it? This is silly. Like, if your friend was in an abusive relationship, you would be like, girl, get out.
That's kind of how you have to view a lot of things. Like, what would I tell my friend?
Yeah.
Or, I think about that too with like being self-conscious about myself. Like, if I was looking at myself as another person, like, I'd be like, why are you worried about that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's like, I look good. I look fine. My outfit's cute. I'm vibing. My hair is hairing. Like, it's fine. My skin's skinning.
Yeah. We just like fighting for things for no reason. We like putting stress on ourselves.
Exactly. So it's like, why do we do that?
Yeah. I don't know.
Rude.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Very rude.
It's rude of ourselves to do that to ourselves. Because we would never treat somebody else like that. No. You know what I mean?
So weird. Yeah.
So I had to have that moment of like, is work the toxic soon to be ex? And it's like, yes it was. That was the answer. And now I'm so glad, and I'm able to be back with Astrolatea. I'm able to be more consistent with streaming. I feel a lot better. I feel a lot lighter. I don't have to worry about waiting for them. Broken promises as an earth sign. I think you guys will also be able to attest to like how crushed you are when people break their promises as far as stuff. So this job promised a lot. And you know what they delivered? One of those things that they promised. Yeah. And it had been, I thought I had given them ample time to adjust things and do the things that they needed to do. And I guess they didn't understand that even though I'm young, I do still have chronic illness and stuff like that. And if you want to be insensitive to that, I know the protections for that in the workplace are kind of gone for a lot of places. So I was expecting to have some pushback with that, but it is not worth my physical and my mental health to try to be there for basically what is now a toxic workplace. Yeah. I'm very happy to be out of that. But our water signs though, so for Earth, that's, Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn, a little Capri Sun. Switching gears over into the water signs, we've got Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. And you guys are so craving emotional comfort. You're craving self-care. You're craving hermit hermit hour. You want to be back curled up in your little cocoon. You do not want to be bothered. You don't want to be texted, called, asked to go outside. You want to be nestled into a little nest, basically, and you don't want to come out. And that is okay, because this is your time to rest. Your call to action is not right now, which is very okay, because I think you guys have been going through it. The waterworks, the tears, the everything. This air energy is going to be able to come through and lift you up out of that once you give yourself the time to relax and to slow down. So when you're thinking about your self-care, think of gentle things with your body, gentle things with your mind, like nothing overly stressful, nothing overly chaotic. Don't try to put on a whole 20-step skincare routine. Maybe try just a cleanser, a sheet mask, and a moisturizer or whatever serum you want to do, and be done with it. Don't overdo it, because you've been overdoing it. So I want all my water signs to understand that it is okay to
chill.
Inhale, hold it at the top, and then exhale. All the stress and the things that have been holding you back. Right now is the time for intellectual stimulation. So if there's a book, a podcast, or a movie, maybe a documentary specifically, that you have been wanting to get into, or maybe there's a favorite YouTuber that you have that just dropped a series, this is the time to get comfy, cozy, put on your comfy PJs, get all bundled up if, the weather allows you to, and get the information that you've been wanting, because you're going to be the most receptive you've ever been to it. And that's beautiful, because before, last month, you were not. Let's be real. You were not. You were very closed off to all of those new learning things. You were not going to be able to learn a new tasks. You were not wanting to dive into any new hobbies. You weren't receptive to new information. You were very stuck and stubborn in your ways, which is a very earth thing to do, but it's okay. You were just taking a page out of our book, and that is a-okay. You can do that all day long. And I hope that with understanding that you're going to be very fluid in your conversation, you're going to be very fluid in your mental train of thought, all that chaos, all that brain fog. I hope that the air of this new moon in Gemini lifts that, and that this darkness gives you the peace and quiet that you need to reset for the upcoming astrological events.
Okay, so I will be covering the air signs, which are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This is very much time for the opposite of what'd you just do? Water signs?
Yeah.
It's their hermit time, but for air signs, it's very much so a time to start taking action, start new ventures or journeys you've been meaning to or been held back from doing, picking up old hobbies that you haven't been able to do in a long time, just feeling really inspired to just try new things personally or romantically or in creative ways. Definitely.
Money too.
Yes.
If your job if there's a promotion and you've been wanting to go for it, go put your name in the hat. If you've been thinking about asking for a raise, this is the time to do so. Communication is your strong suit at this time.
Yeah. And I feel like being an Aquarius, we've had a new start. Well, me personally, moving here and just a new space, a new feeling on life. Think opportunities opening up, just feeling inspired to start doing things I used to like to do that I couldn't do before, or felt like I was just stunted by other things, anxieties and stuff, but just feeling really just open to new things and journeys and creativeness, getting out of like a funk, or depressive eras, or
lifting out of the rough times so that now you can finally fully be yourself, because there's been a dampening feeling or an overall sense of dread being yourself. Maybe there's a little bit of fear. I know it's a weird state of the world that we're in right now. We don't really get too political here, but it's hard not to at certain points, because there's so much going on and it can be overwhelming with social media, and air is very swayed by surroundings. Yes. Just like how all of us really are. But I feel like fire and water can kind of ignore their surroundings
Yep.
sometimes, and they can kind of zone out and like lock in.
Mm-hmm.
But earth and air, they seem to be so intensely driven by their surroundings. So if you don't have the beautiful space that you want, it makes you feel sad. If
Yep.
things are unfinished, you feel upset. Or if plans change, the disappointment is like crushing. That goes for water signs too, because Cancer will have a meltdown if
Yeah.
things are not doing the thing. But like understandably so, it's because they're so in tune with their inner emotions. And now it's time for heirs to be in tune with their inner emotion after being told like that doesn't matter, or it's not important, or maybe it was relationship, maybe it was work, just like maybe it was old friends that you had, maybe it was like the place that you were in,
Yes.
the literal geographical location. Maybe some of you have a move coming up, you just got done with
Yeah.
the move basically, and we're still in the process of that. And when we finally get to a spot when we have our new normal, it's gonna feel so good, but it
Yes.
already feels good right now.
Yeah. I just felt so stuck and stagnant, and it kind of, when you're in that place, you just feel like there's just so many things to be overwhelmed by. You don't even know where to begin, and you kind of need like a little push or a new start or new scenery. Like she said, with the air signs being like super affected by their surroundings, I have had my Instagram deactivated for months now, because just going on there and seeing political stuff or seeing just so many things about body image and all that stuff just brings me down so heavily. I can hardly be on social media long at all.
Or even seeing like people wearing clothes that we would like, or that their homes are decorated the way we want them to be. It can sometimes, instead of being inspiring, be very discouraging. But this is the first time that in a long time that it feels like, oh, well, shit, they have it, maybe I can too.
Yes.
Instead of like, well, fuck, they have it and why don't I?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I've been working so hard. I'm so tired. I'm so burnt out. Like, I'm so hopeful for these things, but it's still just not coming. And it's like, no, like, it just means that we're on a different trajectory than that person, and they're doing different things. Like, sometimes I see like people like, this is from cider, and I like cider, but it's out of my price range right now.
Yeah.
Like, to be very bluntly honest, that like I see girly pops wearing like the cutest new stuff, and I'm just like, I have to make my old stuff work.
Right.
I have to be creative with what I have, and I have to either thrift or, search for the bargains or go to Walmart, because that's what's like in my price range right now. I can't even afford Target clothes right now.
Yeah. No,
to be real,
crazy.
because I need my stuff to last too. And like, unfortunately, cider isn't the best quality, but like it works.
Right.
And there's a curve line, which is a plus.
Yeah. Mainly for me, like, it's been a lot of body image issues, and I felt like back where I was before, I was just super self-conscious and always focused on what I'm eating, what I'm looking like, all this stuff. But like, it feels I'm entering a time where I'm like, fuck all of that. Fuck your stupid, ideas of what you should look like or how many calories you should intake. Like, just let yourself be happy and whimsical and just doing what you want, and not being so hyper focused on the negative stuff. Like, let yourself be creative, enlightened, and not brought down by all of that stuff,
Because it's all made up.
Yeah.
It's all made up. Like,
Yes.
and nothing on social media is like real. Obviously, we are on social media right now presenting to you our stuff, but we are being open, we are being honest, we are being real with you. Like, there's no filters, there's no nothing, there's no crazy studio lights. I don't even have makeup on today. I put a little face lotion on because that's all I need today. Effortless. I want life to be romanticized and effortless. And
Yes.
I've been actually, speaking of new moon in Gemini, I've been using Gemini, the AI, to, God bless Google. And I have been using it instead of, as you guys know, and we've talked about with Molly, that like, I'm not a fan of AI for art. I think that's cruel.
Yeah.
I don't think that's okay. But on the other hand, using it as an AI assistant, as like a little personal assistant to either help bounce ideas off of, or I'm a little broke right now, so I need free therapy. So I will talk to Gemini, like come to them with questions like that. And while it obviously can't fix my problems or solve them or anything like that, it can give me tools so that I can do it myself. And that's been really, really empowering, honestly.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people talk about empowerment and like empowerment and sexuality and stuff like that. And I'm like, that is all fine and dandy. but my empowerment and my sexuality doesn't matter if I am not empowered in myself, in my own mind, my own inner monologue, my own little Jiminy Cricket up in there, like not even just the conscience, just like your inner voice. When it is so loud with a bunch of awful things, you can't move forward because you're bogged down by the weight of literally everything. And it's so hard because the company that you keep really does, you know how they were like, oh, you're the equivalent of like the 5 people you spend the most time around.
Yes.
I used to think that was bullshit. And I was like, my friends can be whoever and however they want. No, when I keep the most quality people in my circle, my life always gets better.
Yeah.
And it's not even because like they're more financially stable. It's not because they're more emotionally available. It's not just because, you know, they dress well and they are like keep up their grooming and stuff like that. And they try to maintain a positive attitude. It's because all of that stuff rubs off on me. And it makes me feel like, oh, well, they're doing good. And I know where they've been and where they've come from. And we have similar stuff. And so I can do this too. It makes it feel possible.
And sometimes that means like getting rid of people in your life, letting those people go, letting those relationships dissipate. Like I for one have gone a long time without really having many friends, just kind of living life not around other people, because sometimes people are just toxic and it's better to be without them than having them around. So it's definitely good to wait it out and find new people that are better suited for your life and everything around you, your atmosphere. It all affects you very heavily. Yes.
Like it's literally a change of scenery. It's literally surrounding yourself with new people. It's having a fresh start, really. Like the slate is completely wiped clean.
Yeah.
And trying to get back to a spot where you know who you are again. Because maybe you haven't been able to be yourself in like the longest time. And it's like, no, now you can be. Even just going back to the political and the social media stuff for just a tiny second, social like things are all just constructs. They're all made up. It's all make believe. It's all smoke and mirrors, just like the movies. It's all like designed to look a certain way, feel a certain way, elicit a certain feeling from you when you're watching it and stuff like that. But it takes, you know, a whole team of people to do that. And just like it takes a whole team of people to like get a project done, it's kind of like that with our own lives. And the more we buy into this, like isolation is good, like kicking a kid out and letting them live on their own the second they turn 17, 18, like so old hat, because 1, it's not affordable right now.
No.
2, it's not like technically safe.
Yeah.
And 3, like there's some weird things going on. Like there's going to be lavender marriages going on. There's going to be, you know, friends getting married, not because like just they love each other, but because like they need another person to coexist.
Yeah.
We need to find our communities. And so it's time to weed out the bad and find the best, most quality people that are going to be our ride or dies, our forever friends. And I think that's another thing too, is I was very, very blessed to have my grandparents and my parents have ride or die friends. That picture on the kitchen, that was my grandpa's ride or die friend. They were friends from the second they met till the moment both of them passed, and they're still partying up wherever they are, you know. And that's just like such a beautiful thing to be able to see, because I knew that I needed to be surrounded by people. A lot of people recharge being alone. I personally recharge being with other people, and I can sometimes need to recharge on my own, but it's very rare.
And you enjoy stimulating conversation and being able to
and being present. I love being surrounded by other people's energy. When it's good, obviously. Like if it's bad, I'm out there so fast. I'm like, no, running away. Air is definitely getting the most, which makes sense because Gemini is an air sign, and it's the new moon is in Gemini, and that introspective look into yourself is going to be so helpful for the future, because the next full moon you will be able to release new things, and you'll be able to get over more hurdles, which means more healing. And then that's each step is closer to your highest self. If we can streamline that and speed it up, that's great. But also if you need to take it slow and like kind of trudge through the mud a little bit more. Like, it's okay, but the time in the sun is coming.
It doesn't matter how old you are, how whatever. I know some people be like, oh, I'm turning 30. Oh my gosh. And I'm still in this one place, or I'm still haven't gotten the dream job or the dream relationship or whatever. It doesn't matter. There are people at 50 that find the person that they finally want to marry, or, you know, it's really never too late. I'm 29 and I'm finally in a place where I feel like I should be. It's time to start getting creative again and doing things for myself again, or just letting yourself be happy and not be bogged down by everything around you, you know. Okay, so now we're going to be going over fire signs, which are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. All three signs are very much so energetic, social, very confident usually in nature and sure of themselves. So this is very much a time to do what you guys do best, be very social, network yourselves, start new relationships, both professional and personal. Just ready to be open and communicative about your feelings and things that you want out of life.
Yeah, Aries, this is a great time for you to very loudly, clearly, and concisely vocalize your desires, things that you actually want to have happen, or things that you want your partner to do, or things that you want your friends to do. If you really want to go to that event, tell them, text them right now. This is your sign. Text them right now. Hey, do you want to go to this event? I just checking. Maybe, because you never know. Maybe somebody's free. Maybe somebody's down for it. Maybe they're not. If you are hoping that someone in a relationship is going to do something and they're just not, just tell them. Just tell them what you want. It's not a bad thing to bring them out of the dark and into the light of like, oh, I understand what's going on now. Oh, like, this is what you would like. Oh, I would like, you know, a planned dinner date. And I would like to be someplace nice if we can afford it. And this is like what I want to do. And it should be on an evening, obviously, that we're both free. So let's line something up. Or if it's something different, it's like, oh, like, hey, I have like an important milestone coming up for my stuff, and I would like you to celebrate me. Like, maybe go grab like some flowers, a little celebratory balloon, or like, I don't know, a little cake, cupcakes, a little sweet treat, or maybe their favorite drink, something like that. Just a little something. Aries really wants to feel appreciated and seen for all the hard work that they've been doing, because they are so on the verge of burning out and giving up that they need this little push of encouragement. That way they can continue to be the fiery social butterfly that they want to be, yes. But also keeping that anger in check when you are vocalizing certain concerns. Mm-hmm. I'm seeing the little grr, and Aries is very much so a fighter, so yes, hopefully we'll get that in check.
Aries that I know call themselves an impatient Aries. Like, you want results now for all the things you're doing and working on, and immediate gratification, which
it's not realistic.
Yeah,
it's just not.
Yeah. For some things, maybe if it's in your control, like the relationship stuff, or just speaking on things that you want or need or whatever.
But things socially or professionally, like, it's not going to happen overnight.
You'll need to be a little patient. Yeah.
Or even if you're working on things on yourself. I know our Aries is working on some higher self things, and I love that for her. So that is freaking great. Then we've got Leo. Leo's just going to be doing their own thing, honestly. They're
like always.
They're just trying to be the star of the show. Yep. Networking is going to be great. So maybe if there's a new place that you've been wanting to try out, whether it's a co-working space, I see you, a co-working space that you've been wanting to go to, ask what a drop-in price is. Go hang out, go do it. Go get your little coffee, go load your little bag up with your laptop or your tablet, whatever you need to work, and get it done, because this is the way to the next step of your success. Leo is in a time where you will be able to find and meet people and have these deeper connections with them that you've been wanting, which also ties into Sagittarius with wanting better partnerships professionally and in the relationship sense, and maybe even thinking about, I'm going to say the C word, commitment. Sagittarius, you and commitment are like oil and water, but you know what? the fact that you're willing to maybe commit to a contract that you've been thinking about, willing to commit to a partner that you've been pushing away. I see you. And being able to connect on a deeper level, maybe with your family. I'm sorry. But maybe it's time to push the little petty things down. That way you can have the relationship that you want with them. Or adversely, because it is Gemini and it is a little reverse, it's fire versus air. You might be feeling like doubling down on those feelings of like, no, I'm standing my ground. They crossed a boundary. They don't respect me, and I am holding my ground. And if that's what you need to do, that's what you need to do. It is unfortunate, but that's life.
Yeah, it's we're in 2025, and it's
like, get with the program or get the fuck out.
Yeah, let's normalize cutting off who's toxic, regardless of where they stand in your life. Yes.
Yeah,
for sure.
It doesn't matter if they're a random Joe Schmo on
your mom,
mother, father, grandparents, cousins, aunts, uncles, whatever.
Yeah.
Whether it's professionally, whether it's at school or at work. Oof.
Yeah.
If there's someone that's been like grating on you, it's time.
Yeah, it's clearly not fitting, and we like fighting things and keeping things in our life that aren't for us, but it's very much time to start your next path and endeavor.
Yeah. Basically, the overall thing for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius is that this is your time to talk. It is an air sign. Gemini is an air sign. Use your voice. Clear that throat chakra even, maybe. If you've been feeling it's blocked, I would do some spell work for that, or just maybe even some meditation, some Reiki. Reiki's great for clearing chakras. And just taking that time. Maybe use that selenite wand. If you got a selenite wand, I would say use it. It's your time to find your tribe. It's time to find the people that are actually going to carry you with you to like sit at the table of success. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, you helped me. So we're all going to sit, and I'm going to make sure everybody at this table eats. Like, you are finding those people that are going to be sitting with you, whining and dining, like in your ultimate power when you finally get there. But right now you're still trying to meet those people and connect with them and talk with them and try to be in their space. So yeah, dress up, do whatever you need to do, play the part. That's what you the lights turned off. The sun hid behind a cloud. Fiery energy is really going to be good for you for this new moon, and I'm really excited for you guys because it does seem like business as usual for the fire signs, which is nice.
Open your wings and fly, you know.
It's time to go to the places and be with the people that you actually want to be with.
Yes.
Ultimately.
Yeah.
If you leave here with nothing, be in action mode, unless you're a water sign, of course. Then it's not time for action.
Go nap.
Go take a little cute little nap.
Watch a movie. Okay. Rot a little bit. I know, it's so cute. These bad boys open? They've literally just been a cute little decoration, which it serves well as a decoration because it's very cute, but they need to be used.
The wonderful thing about divination is like the vast variety of different tools that we have at our disposal, whether it's pendulum, whether it's like fire, whether it's scrying, whether it's reading tea leaves, whether it's tarot.
Look, how freaking cute little magician.
You do the honors.
And we have the little kawaii tarot, understanding tarot with the kawaii universe. So cute. So
and that's
sweet.
The cool thing is decks kind of have their own little iterations of stuff. Like for mine has like advice of the dead, which obviously isn't going to be something in like the
and it makes more serious readings a little more serious. Even when you get a bad reading out of this, you're going to be happy about it.
These cards are crispy, so I don't know how.
There we go.
We're doing a little lap shuffling today.
I've never been good at shuffling. I tried.
You know what's funny is I was never good at shuffling until I started tarot.
It's meant to be, that's why. It's more comfortable.
Yeah, like with the other stuff. Oh my gosh, please. It is harder to do it on my lap than at a table.
Yeah.
I will say.
See, like back in Florida, I just was never around anyone who was equally into all this stuff. So it was kind of just, you feel like you're just weird and an outcast, and everyone just looks at you all weird when you want to do this sort of stuff.
And it's just like, no, it's not that deep.
No. I
We
think
did
people
3.
are just in denial and they don't want to know the things that these sort of things can hold or tell you. Or Queen of Swords.
Ooh.
9 of Cups.
Very nice.
I'll pull from the bottom. The Tower. So cute.
Ooh.
The Star. And I'll do one more from the top. The Lovers.
Oh,
So cute.
Oh my gosh.
That feels
We're
right.
gonna have to. That feels right.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. So we have first pull, Queen of Swords. We love to see it.
Yes.
We have 9 of Cups. I don't know if you guys can see these. I hope you can. These are so stinking cute. Then we have the Tower, which is upright, which is great for us. We love that because I think we just went through the damn Tower.
Yeah.
And it's very fitting because we pulled the Tower and the Lovers at Molly's.
Yes,
as well.
we did.
We got the Star, which is my favorite.
Yes.
And
I feel like I get the
Lovers.
Tower a lot. I feel like I also get cups of some sort. I think was it 7 of Cups last time?
Yeah.
Strength can be perceived as harshness, but it does not have to be. What you have learned and gone through has given you the wisdom as well as independence and a strong set of principles. Use all of those gifts to answer the questions you are being asked. For 9 of Cups, satisfaction is its own reward. Take stock of life and love. Find pleasure in what you have achieved. Indulge yourself. Relish what life has to offer you. Very much so goes with,
And
for air
in,
signs.
And
I
that's in the
think.
emotional house as
Yes.
well. So cups are normally the emotional and your internal yourself, and sometimes your closest people around you that you are also deeply connected with. I find that cups can tend to also spill over into other people's
Yes.
emotions as well. So.
Yeah. I feel like that's really fitting for air signs. Me specifically, just indulging yourself, let yourself be rewarded. Yeah, relish on what life has to offer you. You know, take the opportunities that are finally given to you.
The Queen of Swords finally taking
Yeah.
that power of all the things of that stuff that you've been fighting for and the challenges that you've been facing and using it as a strength instead of like, oh, woe is me, this bad thing happened to me, so I'm going to be
Yes.
sad forever and I'm going to make it everyone else's problem.
Right.
No, it's like, no. I've thrown my pity party. I'm putting my big girl pants on and I'm going to do something good with this now.
Kind of aligns with like what you say a lot with being self-care is productive. Like taking care of yourself, letting yourself have those wins is also helpful. You know, let yourself rest or do self-care however you need to. Sunday potato day. Yep. Okay, the Tower. Sudden disruption may be on the way, whether you are aware of it or not. What kind of upheavals have you had recently? How did you bounce back? Draw on that strength to face the change that is coming without fear or hesitation. Change could be good, could be bad.
A challenge that you've been putting off. It's been a situation that has been brewing for a while and you've just been like, too busy, too tired, too over it to deal with. And now it's like, this is unavoidable. You're going to have to freaking deal with it. And that's why it says whether you or not.
I get the Tower for the past, this is like the third tarot reading, maybe fourth. I get the Tower almost every time.
The first one was reversed.
Usually
though.
upside down. Yeah. I'm very much so push it away. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to deal with it. And you have to deal with it eventually. And
because it'll
like,
keep showing itself.
Tarot's like, freaking deal with it, you know? So I will figure out what that is that I have to deal with.
Probably soon, yeah.
The Star is right next to the Tower. Hope and regeneration is always within reach. No matter what stage you are at in life's journey, you can still make a change if you want it. And if not, you can always reaffirm the greatness that is you. Have faith in yourself and your inner resilience. That hits a little bit.
That's very on point.
Yeah.
It's like once you deal with the hard thing, you will get rewarded. Like I promise. It's like literally like trying to coax you over, and it's like, come on, like do the hard thing so that I can give you all the goodness, so that like, you can have your time in the sun. And that shadow work, you guys, is so beneficial. And if you don't even know where to start with it, honestly, I Google everything or Gemini everything. Yeah. So literally, or if you like ChatGPT better or whatever, but like, use something that's like, okay, I don't know where to start on my shadow work journey. and like maybe tell it a little bit about yourself, not too much, don't get too crazy, and then let it tell you like some things that you can start doing for yourself that'll help you get through the shadow work. For me, it was dark. It was reliving like my most traumatic moments and understanding that none of them were my fault, but two of them were avoidable. If I had seen all the signs before, and now when I see red flags, like even at the job, for example, we can go back to that. There was one red flag and another red flag and then another red flag and then another red flag and then another red flag. And the red flags just got increasingly bigger until it became unavoidable and it blew up in my face.
Right.
And that's the problem with like my stubbornness. And I'm sure other earth signs can attest, especially you Taurus, but also Capricorn, is that, and maybe even some air sign, or no, sorry, fire signs.
Yeah.
You guys will also understand the stubborn, like stick-to-itiveness of the fact that like you will stay until it blows up in your face.
You
like
want
fire.
it to work. You want to try. You want to push. And
you'll
it's
kind
like
of force it to work, but it's not working. And it's just like, no, you wait until it gets to a point where everything falls apart. And then you're like, oh, I guess that wasn't that good, huh? Yeah. And then you can like ride off into the sunset. And it's just like, okay, let's maybe skip that step this time. Let's maybe just do the hard thing and then ride off into the sunset. And so I acknowledging that a lot of those things were out of my control, and that it was a them issue, not a me issue. And then the things that were me issues, working through those and being like, well, would I do that now? And it's like, no, I would do this, this, and this now. And it's like, okay, well, because you can't go back in time and try to do it again, you can just, the next time this is presented, you can be better. And the opportunity to be better is always there. Let's say you said something mean. You can always, you can apologize, be sincere. No, I'm sorry, but fuck out of here with that shit. I'm sorry and mean it, and then be better.
It doesn't make you weak, or it doesn't, you know, I know sometimes people don't want to say sorry because they felt like they meant what they said and they don't want to be wrong, but it's okay being wrong. And I'm pretty sure whoever you need to say sorry to, like, would hope that you know, would do that.
Value their relationship more than needing to be right.
Yeah. Like, and like having faith in yourself and your inner resilience. Like, you're strong and you know you're strong, but sometimes you're just like, it's all too much, too overwhelming. You like want to give up, but you like need to just have faith in yourself and know that you're strong and you can fucking do it, you know?
That you can, in a way, create your own future.
Yeah.
In the way that you want it to be. And that was something wild for me. This room did not look like this. This room was like highlighter yellow green.
Yeah.
And like it had nothing really on the wall. And I had like a shitty Walmart like mirror that was all flimsy and shit. And it's actually over there now. I'm not hating on you, just a little bit. And I was like, no, like I deserve beautiful things. I deserve the space of my like dreams. And I literally had been dreaming of this space and like how I want it to be laid out and stuff like that. You know, some people do this crazy shit where they like put it all out on the floor and like envision it how they were on the wall. No, I just started holding things up because
whatever felt right.
I saw my vision so strongly for so long that I just was like, this goes here. This goes here.
And just follow your intuition.
I don't have any qualms about where anything is. I do just have some gaps that I want to fill with different things, but I just know I haven't found those items yet. And when I do, they're going to be so perfect. And I never like held something up and was like, I wonder if this is going to go. I pick it up and I'm so like, this goes. Yeah. And that type of like feeling is something that I never thought I would be able to have in like a home decor type of setting, just because of the state of this house when I moved in.
And you can always change it too. Like nothing's set in stone. Like just like this said, like regeneration is always within reach. Like whatever point you are at in your journey, like don't let your age or your, you know, family or surroundings like stop you from doing that.
Or your financial status.
Yeah. Because that's what I did for a long time. You just kind of accept that you're in a hole and just feel like you're just going to be there forever. And, you know, you can always change. Like it's never too late to start something new.
You can always reinvent. And that's something like, while I do, obviously, I appreciate like dark academia and goth aesthetic and stuff like that. And even like Victorian goth and things like that. I will still wear regular clothes, and that doesn't make me any less like alternative, you know, like I'm still I'm still me. I don't need to prove to anyone that I am me. I know who I am. And a lot of those things, releasing those things has helped me be like, oh, well, like I can do what I want. It's fine. It's not that deep. And if I hated this color, guess what I could do? I could go back to Home Depot
change it
and grab a new paint can and paint it all over again because it's fine. And we can change our minds and we can change our style. We can change our hair. You can do whatever you need to do to live your most authentic life, which is beautiful.
Yeah. There's always a choice that you can make, you know.
Never feel stuck. You're not actually stuck. You're in your mind. You've made up your mind that you're stuck, which is not the same as actually being stuck. And I know some of you may actually be stuck, but if you really, really try and you really, really think about it, there's probably a way out. It's just going to be difficult. But if you're willing to put in the work, like if you're willing to go through the tower finally, then you can get your star.
Yes. Lovers. There is reason for optimism and the potential for harmony. Things might be coming together that were long separated. You could be on the verge of overcoming an obstacle. There are connections to be made and choices as well. That's very much so for fire signs too, kind of how the Sagittarius opening up to commitment and
pushing
stuff like that.
Fear down.
There are connections to be made and always a choice.
Fear of commitment could be either keeping you from a better job or maybe your ideal partner. And maybe it's fear of the actual commitment. Maybe it's fear because you're insecure still and you have some work to do. Fear because of fear of the unknown. A lot of us just have that overwhelming fear of the unknown. I can attest to that myself. I will let it stress me out and I will let it ruin things and self-sabotage. And Sagittarius is a professional self-sabotager.
Yeah.
In relationships and in personal endeavors and stuff like that. And it's like, now's not the time to sabotage yourself. Now's not the time to implode. Yeah. You need to own yourself, like you as a person. Just be like, I own it. I am me. And that's okay. If they vibe with that, believe them.
Yeah. And also I know some people shy away from commitment because of watching their parents not work out or other past relationships. Everyone is different. Everything can change. You don't have to stay on those same paths. You don't have to let that scare you because everyone's different.
You can break the generational curses of your family if you so choose to, but you have to put in the work for that. And I know it's hard because if it was easy, no one would have any generational trauma or curses or whatever you want to call them. You know, we'd all just be perfect and balanced and hormones on point and good with ourselves and no insecurity, no fear, no nothing. We would just be like regulated all the time. Whoa, what's that? Don't know me. Not me. And it's just crazy that there's a spot where we could get with that.
Yeah.
Very good collective pull for
all the signs.
More so all the signs, but definitely there was some call outs for air and fire in here. But definitely also 9 of Cups, you know our water signs always be flowing.
Yeah.
And then probably some stubbornness with the tower as well.
And I finally got the tower upright and not upside down because I've been getting it upside down.
All right, we're going to go into our final segment, which is, the tea.
That's so sweet. It makes it feel so positive too, being that they're so cute. The cards are so cute.
Even the tower doesn't feel that daunting, you know?
Yeah.
Those ones won't.
It's like, it's just a couple little pastel colored blocks.
It's not that bad. But maybe it isn't that bad. Maybe your anxiety and your fear is making it, and stress heightening all those things. And maybe it really is just a couple of blocks.
That's usually the case.
Don't make a mountain out of a molehill.
Yeah. I'm very much so anxious all the time, and it's like you feel like everything's going to be horrible, and then once you're there and doing it, you're like, oh yeah, I was worried for no reason.
Absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
Like when we went to the picnic, that was so nice. I was kind of worried. I was like, ooh, what if someone comes that's like not vibing with the stuff, or like what if no one comes and we drove all this way for nothing? No, it was just so wonderful and so beautiful to like be surrounded with like a whole collective group of like-minded individuals that are all on the same wavelength, and that we're all so warm, welcoming, so sweet, so willing to help. And
nothing was pushed or forced. Like everyone just kind of gravitated to where they wanted to be.
It was so ethereal. It was very divinely driven. Everyone just kind of like floated and meandered on over to whoever they felt like they would jive with. And it was just really pretty. And they had such a lovely setup. And I really hope that we can go to the one one at the end of the month.
Yes.
That would be amazing, because they want to try to do monthly events, which I think is so good for connection. Having consistency in your connections is what strengthens them, of course.
Yeah.
But, we know that life, school, work, family, friends, your own stuff, medical things, health things, they can all change in like a second. So
find your people, find your space, let yourself be free and open to all the things.
The new moon in Gemini is a perfect time to use your voice with that air and all that goodness. So we chose a peppermint tea. This is an herbal blend. It is caffeine free because you already naturally have the energy right now to do the things that you need to do. You're going to be a-okay. If you would like to add a green or a black tea base to this, tear it the heck up if you actually need it. This one is from the Petty P. Whoa.
Oddities.
This is from the Petty Page collaboration. Oh my goodness. With Cup of Tea. So this is a organic peppermint, lemongrass, and lemon myrtles. Very easy, breezy, minty, and also just has that little bit of spring/summer citrus vibe.
Cheers.
It is very light. It is very bright. It really pulls through the peppermint, obviously, first.
Yes.
And then you get a little bit of that lemongrass.
Yeah.
And then the tail end is the lemon myrtle, that little bit of like, hi, I'm here. We did this one earlier so that it would be cold right now because it is getting hotter outside. So normally when I'm doing a tea with Molly, we have it piping hot. It's almost steaming. We got to wait for it to cool off. This is nice and cool. We're going for that wind, that breeze, that cooling effect. Highly recommend throwing some ice cubes in there. If you want to throw some sweetener, whether you like stevia, honey, or straight up sugar. Yeah. If you want to do a little half and half, a little cream, a little splash of cream, or alternative milk of your choice, I think that would be great. And just shake that up and have your quiet moment.
It's very good.
It's very earthy, but it doesn't taste like grass or dirt.
No, very peppermint forward.
So it's almost kind of like if you had a little mint.
Yeah,
had a little mint in your drink. Refreshed.
I'm fresh now.
Very light, very bright. If you want to add caffeine to one like this, instead of just doing the regular caffeine-free herbal version, you could definitely grab you like a Tazo tea that has the lemongrass notes as well. What is it? It's like the Zen, I believe. That one's a good choice because that's something that's available at all the stores. I don't know that this one's available everywhere still, but I do know Cup of Tea makes really good tea, and I know Petty Page is normally collaborating with makeup and stuff like that, but when she used to just spill the tea, then it was very fitting to have a tea collaboration. That was great, guys. Thank you for hanging out with us. Give Chloe a warm welcome in the comments. I hope you guys enjoyed this new moon in Gemini and intro to Chloe episode. In the comments down below, don't forget to like, subscribe. Don't forget to follow our other socials. We are Astrolatea _ on Instagram and on TikTok. So we're going to try to get more active on there now that we've got more people to spread the password around and post stuff that we see, maybe even do some reposts of each other's things and stuff like that. It's really going to be a good time rolling forward. So may your stars align and your tea be divine. We will see you next time. Stay starry and stay steamy. Bye, guys.
Bye.